Well, good morning. How are you doing? If you clicked on this video, you would like to see my 2024 recap and why this year was the first year of my second life. Before I get into that, I gotta do the morning chores. So I'm out here feeding the horses and you guys are coming along with me. But I just want to give you guys a little bit of setting. If you don't know me, my name is Bartok. I do a bunch of weird jobs and live quite the life. I started traveling after high school, lived on a mountain, worked as a lifty, worked as a surf instructor on Vancouver Island, did another ski season. After that, I traveled around California and the United States in a van. Say good morning to Invictus. Morning, bud. Traveled around the States in a van. Worked on the oil rigs before that. Traveled around in a van, and then here I am in Australia. Been here for the better part of this year, and I'm completing my 88 days working as a cowboy, working as a ranch hand on a cattle station. So I'm here for I've been here for the past month, and I will be here for another month going into 2024, setting myself up for a 2025 full of adventure and unpredictability. Just like 2024, as you will find out if you watch the rest of this video. It's not quite the same video as I normally do. Normally I like to get a lot of cool footage of the year, put it all together, but recently my laptop died, as in like completely died, doesn't work anymore. So I can't do any fancy editing. So all you will see is me sitting down talking with a beer. So if you are going to watch the whole video and are interested, grab yourself a cold drink, maybe a milkshake, maybe a beer, maybe a cocktail, whatever you like. Relax, sit down, and get ready for a little bit of an adventure. As I kind of just talked to you about what this year was all about. It was pretty crazy, lots of stuff happened, lots of fun stuff, lots of crazy stuff. Let me know what you think, and yeah, thanks for clicking on this video. Peace out. A couple more horses to feed. Say hello. All right. How's it going, guys? Well, it's been quite the year, 2024. Guess I'll start with where I'm at and what I'm doing right now dressed up as a cowboy. Well, I'm working at a cattle station or a cattle ranch in central Queensland, Australia, to work for my 88 days. Got to do 88 days of farm work to complete to get your second year visa here in Australia. So I'm doing that. Almost done. Yeah, quite the year. I've written a few things down that I want to get through. So basically, why I haven't posted, been traveling, have not had Wi-Fi, traveled for the past 6 months up and down the east coast of Australia with my brother Lucas. Didn't have Wi-Fi or service for the most part, so it was a hard time, editing, posting, everything else. But I did have a 2024 recap video in the works, and I was very excited about it. Really was hoping to post it here shortly at the end of the year, but my MacBook died just as I transferred a bunch of footage off my SSD hard drive, external hard drive, to my MacBook. I don't know if I copied it or transferred it, so I don't know if I still have that footage. I lost the MacBook, or I still have it, but it's pretty much garbage. I'm gonna try and get it fixed. So far, both shops I took it to have said it is a $2,000 paperwork. Come here, Panda. Panda, sit. Good girl. Okay. So I'm gonna read you guys the script for the video that I was going to make. There was gonna be basically a bunch of video to go along with it to give you a little bit better description of what kind of went on, give you a better idea, better feeling, but this will have to do. So 2024 was the first year of my second life. Every person has two lives. The second one begins when we realize that we only have one. After a major car accident in June 2023 that very well could have ended fatally, I realized this quite blatantly. 6 months later, after being bedridden and relearning how to walk, I was itching to reconnect with nature and adventure. So, once recovered, healthy and strong, my brother and I decided to take the trip that we had been wishing to do for some time, road trip from Ontario to the Pacific Northwest coast in our van. Welcome to our days off. My name's Evan.
Lucas.
We're heading out to Cali. We're in Port Colborne right now. It's going to be a long journey, and I'm taking you guys with us. Welcome to van life, our days off. Yee-hoo! January 8th, we began that adventure. What a good adventure it was. We spent an entire month with no real destination or plan. Where would we sleep? Wherever we parked and were ready for bed. What would we do? We would live, experience whatever was offered. We had our surfboards, a wood stove, a bed, and food. Happy doesn't quite describe it. Blissful, that's more like it. We surfed novelty breaks that we had only visited in our dreams, and we hugged trees so big that they belonged in fairy tales. We visited family. Here are a few of the moments captured. Now you can imagine a bunch of clips that I had captured within our trips. A few that I have noted down here was the van going through snow. We got stuck in a little bit of a snowstorm. We had the wood stove cranking. We slept in the van in negative 17 degrees. The sunrise at the Golden Gate Bridge, surfing the Golden Gate Bridge, surfing Santa Cruz, the beautiful Yosemite, hiking in the desert, sledding in the desert, sand sledding that is, visiting family, booking our trip to Costa Rica. What else we got here? So before our trip was concluded, we had booked a flight to Costa Rica for a surf trip with friends from back home. The unpredictability. That morning, we had not a clue or a thought about Costa Rica. One invite and a lack of schedule later, and we were on our way home for another vacation trip. So the boys were all on the same page, waking up before sunrise, surf until we needed to eat or sleep, and then repeat. What a 6-day trip it was. Oh yeah, and don't bother saving the extra $100 or a couple $100 by taking the 12-hour layover. We did this on the way there, ended up staying in Miami airport for 12 hours, and it was absolutely hell. They don't have a single thing open after 9 p.m. and just horrible sleeping on the ground on the airport. Not worth it. I would not do that again or recommend. So after about a month after that, I was on my way. All right, this is take 3 because I have no storage left on my phone, but I can't download any of it anyway because I don't have a laptop. So a short month later, I was on my way to Australia with a one-way ticket booked, no real plan of where I was staying, going, or doing. The unpredictability made me nervous, scared, and happier than ever. After arriving, I got lucky enough to have a friend nearby who gave us a place to stay. Me, Lucas, and Sandy gave us a place to stay until we got on our feet, found a car, and found a plan. The plan never was found. After a short while, we got a car. Lucas and I, predictably, first thing we did was go on a surf trip. The next 6 months blur together. Surf trip here, surf trip there, camping all in between. Searching for a new wave every day, we met plenty of amazing people. We also ran into some old friends. Before our trip was complete, going backwards here. Ran into some old friends just when we were feeling the most lost and with no direction. Most lost to this point. It gets worse. The old friends that we knew from our first surf season on Vancouver Island invite us on a remote Indonesian surf trip. Wow, surf trip of a lifetime. The unpredictability strikes again, and now we have purpose. So we buy our flights, buy the accommodation, immediately start searching for a job properly, find a job tree planting on the other side of Australia. It's a 15-hour drive, 3-day notice for the job. We drive down there, on that 3-day notice, make it there, plant a cool 70,000 odd trees, make enough to pay for the trip, drive back up the coast to make our flight, and off we were. Here I have in my notes, play Indonesian vid. I made a beautiful video for Indonesia. I've got a crap ton of drone footage, lots of surfing, reefs, locals playing soccer, motorbike. I still should have some of that footage. I really hope. But yeah, obviously it's all on my laptop, so probably lost most of it. Now, get back to Australia. We have a few months before heading home for my sister's wedding, and that's when my almost 3-year relationship ends. My ex-girlfriend broke up with me, and a few weeks later we head home for our sister's wedding. The wedding was one of the most beautiful moments that I'd ever witnessed. Tears of joy all around, hugs from strong, normally contactless or emotionally reserved people. It was a night of celebrating Edie's and Liam in a backyard wedding, and it was absolutely perfect. Such an amazing moment, such an amazing night. Early the following morning, sadly, became a tale of nightmares. Our uncle was hit in a hit and run, walking home after the wedding. He was truly a wonderful role model who helped everyone no matter what. I'm very grateful for the time, conversations, and memories I have with him, not to mention all the lessons that he taught me. He was taken too soon. This reminded me that no matter how strong, smart, or invincible someone is, our clock is always up at some point. And every moment is a gift, and that's why we call it the present. It really is not a given. So cherish the ones you love. Don't take any moment for granted. Tell your family and friends how much you love them. And the next few weeks were very difficult, but I was very happy to be home, especially during this very difficult time. 3 weeks later, Lucas and I hopped back on a flight to Australia. On our way back to Oz, something felt off, like we needed to be home with the family, but with a $12,000 car sitting around in Australia, waiting to be resold. We figured we'd head back to Oz, sell it, see the Great Barrier Reef, maybe see a little bit of Asia, and then head back home to be with the family. Now we landed, and our car, which was being driven by a friend, blew up. We got a tow, and now feeling more defeated and lost than absolute ever. Regretting the last decisions of even coming back to Australia, because the $12,000 is all that really brought us back here. But we were still trying our hardest to see the bright side of things. Our friends in Byron let us sleep on their couch while we figured out our car situation. We took advantage of having a place to sleep and a TV. But sadly, for the first time, and hopefully the last, Lucas and I were at such a low that we didn't bother surf for 2 weeks. We binged TV shows and contemplated our next move. After starting to run, meditate, and do yoga again, I finally made a decision with Lucas that we should book a flight to Cairns, which is a nearby city, to the Great Barrier Reef. At least see that, and then possibly buy a flight home. Lucas bought a flight home right away. I figured I would try a little bit longer here in Australia. And a few hours after booking those flights, I get a call from a gold mining company that I had applied to in Perth. There's an interview there in 4 days' time. It's for a truck driving position. And I slept on the thought. The next morning I decide I'll eat the $200 ticket to Cairns. I'll buy the $300 flight to Perth. The day after that, I bussed to the airport, flew over to Perth, had the interview, stayed in hostels, and then waited. After a few days, nothing heard back. I began filming for nearby companies, free videos just to build my portfolio and to keep me sane. After a few weeks, still not hearing anything back, feeling more lost than ever before, reoccurring theme this past year, it could always get worse. Walking kilometers to parks just to feel any sort of connection with nature, being in the center of one of the biggest cities in Australia, surrounded by more people than I ever have in my life, and feeling the absolute most lonely. Just when I felt as if there was no clear path, a friend from Byron, Kira, actually reached out to me as she was doing her 88 days of farm work on a cattle station in central Queensland, and their handyman or ranch hand had suddenly quit, leaving them high and dry. I gave the owners a call, sold myself, and bought a flight to the other side of Australia where I recently was. Kira warned me what the farm was like. Me having a grandfather who had a hobby farm and also growing up working on farms, knew what I was getting myself into. Alan, the farmer, picks me up from the airport, puts me to work straight away, 10 to 12 hour days. I only get paid for 8, and 1 day off a week if I'm lucky. It's hard work, but I'm learning lots, having fun, and saving some money. This place, Red Rock, will set me up for a 2025 year of more adventure and certainly more unpredictability. That is for sure. So here I am, Red Rock, working on this cattle station. It's been fun. I'm working a little bit less hours after having a good talk with the owners, trying to convince them that it's not quite fair. So I'm down to 8 hours a day. Woo! 8.5 hours a day. Get paid for 8. Like if they wouldn't do 8. Anyway, what a year it has been. Obviously, this isn't the video I wanted to make. I wanted to make a beautiful video with tons of visual aspects, really cool drone footage, cinematics, the whole 9 yards. I was really pumped to put this video together. Obviously, those just aren't the cards that I was dealt with. So I'm going to, play the hand that I was dealt. And this is it. So here I am talking to you guys. I spent the last couple weeks contemplating what I would do. And this is where I'm at. It's been a wonderful year, a lot of ups, a lot of downs. It's been very tough, but yeah, I've learned a lot. I wrote down a few things that I really wanted you guys to take away. So what I took away from 2024 was worrying about the future robs you of the present. It's called present because it's a gift and not a given. So we shouldn't just take it as it is. Running around. So yeah, obviously worrying about something tomorrow, in the next hour, next year, 10 years from now, doesn't do anything except make the present moment a blur, and you don't realize that you're living in the good times. I mean, already for myself, I mean, I look back in high school or, a few years back when I first started traveling, and it's like, god damn, I wish I just really soaked it in, because I want to be back there already. So you should really try and live in the present moment, because as soon as before you know it, that present moment is the past, and you're missing it. The quote that I started off with, everyone lives 2 lives. The second one, it begins when we realize that we only have one. It has been a very, very good quote that I heard. I can't remember where, but it's been on the forefront of my mind since my accident last year. Yeah, you really only do get to live one life, so live it. Don't keep pushing it off till retirement. I mean, of course, plan to live forever, but sadly we don't. So live your life while you can. And I learned to appreciate the unpredictability. As you saw, that was the definite reoccurring theme this past year. Unpredictability. I'm sure next year will as well. Some things are beautiful, like waking up, not having a job to go to, not having anywhere to be, so you can do whatever you want. You could lay in bed, you could go for a run, you could go surf, you could go hike, you could hike a mountain. Lucas and I hiked a mountain off, we drove past it, we said, whoa, I wonder if you could hike that. Searched it up, you could. So the next morning at 3 a.m. we woke up and hiked the thing. It's beautiful, the unpredictability. Absolutely love it. But then, sometimes your laptop breaks and you lose all your footage, and that's not so nice. But you got to take the shots as they roll. And past couple weeks I've, focused on living in the moment. I haven't been editing or anything, so I've just been hanging out. Panda here, some horses and some cows. But yeah, that's pretty much it. If you guys made it this far in the video, thank you so much. I love you. Whether you're family, whether you're friends, whether I don't even know you, welcome. My name's Evan. Evan Bartok, our days off. I normally film when I'm not working and try and get a little taste of my travel in life for myself in the future, for my family, friends, and people all around the world to get a taste of what it's like to live in my boots. So yeah, thanks for watching. If you have any advice of things you want to see, leave it in the comments below. Give me a like, subscribe if you want to see more videos. I'm going to try and film more. I'm going to try and buy a camera, get a new laptop shortly, and get back into it. 2025, I'm really going to freaking dive in. Maybe try and get some short form content going, a little bit of Instagram Reels or something. But yeah, I think that's it. I really hope it's still recording. I've said that 3 times now and it wasn't. So yeah, that's where I'm at. I love you all. Thank you for watching. And yeah, peace out 2024. Let's go into 2025 with an open mind. Embrace all the unpredictability we can find. I don't know if you guys noticed my gut hanging out. I broke a few buttons, but this is my uniform and I'm not allowed to wear any shirts that don't have 2 pockets for my 2 notebooks. So that's where I'm at right now. Yeah. Cheers. Look at life like the beer. Oh, it is recording. Sick. Look at life as a beer half full always. You're also sitting on a beer for a stand. I've been recording so long, it's piss warm, so I'm not going to drink that. But yeah, if I think of anything, I'll record a little clip here and there. But this is my life. This is where I'm at, in a junkyard in Red Rock. It's an interesting life I've been living. But that's what we're here for, right? Let's go.